Hi guys, welcome to My Love and Grace with Laurie, where I share stories about how God shows up in my life, what he says, what he does. And today is day 9. Have you ever went through a health crisis in your life? Maybe a time where you had significant health challenges or a diagnosis where it was scary, you were really struggling. Today's story is about that, and I'm calling it My Angel Named Pam because I was brought a healing by somebody that was amazing, and I can't wait for you to hear the story. But in 1998, in the spring, I was diagnosed with the beginning stages of Lyme's disease. I remember I had some significant days where I had extreme joint pain, followed by other days where I had extreme muscle pain. And luckily my doctor caught it and I was treated with antibiotic. In July of that year, I was pregnant with my first baby, and the pregnancy went well, normal as could be, morning sickness, throwing up, how much fun that is. But on May 16th in 1989, the following year at 1:10 a.m., my water broke and he was born at 3:37 a.m., 2.5 hours later. Everything went well. I went home with my new baby boy, and I was a school teacher. And so that August, I was planning on going back to work. And so mid-August was rolling around. I was going to be teaching 5th grade that year. And as school got closer, I started having some IBS symptoms, like some gut issues and stomach problems. And I'm like, how can I have this and teach if I'm running to the bathroom? Well, after days and weeks and months, as I continued to teach, I kept getting more symptoms. I kept getting more sick, more fatigued, more weak, more just that feeling yucky, just not feeling good and not having strength and energy. And although I looked like a regular healthy person, inside I was very sick. And I don't know if you've ever experienced that before, but that's also really difficult when people look at you and you look completely fine and they don't understand the battle that you're fighting because you are so sick inside and struggling. I kept going to work. I kept teaching and doing the best that I could. And I was really struggling at home with my new baby because I was so exhausted when I got home to try to take care of a new baby in the house and the meals and the laundry. Anyway, a huge blessing. My mother-in-law ended up coming over a couple of days a week and staying with me, helping me take care of my little boy and taking care of the house. I saw a doctor. At this point, they ran tests. They couldn't really find anything. But I was so sick and weak, but I kept going. And there was this one day, this was before Christmas. And so I'm going to guess, I'm not sure if it was quite December or if it was maybe November, but I was driving home from work. The drive was about probably 30 minutes, 35 minutes drive home. And it was a Tuesday evening. I was driving home from work. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I start having this panic attack, I've never had one before in my life, but my heart starts racing. You know, the kind where your heart starts racing, you think you're gonna die, you think your heart is gonna beat out of your chest. And I have this panic attack, and there's this exit right here as I'm having this panic attack. I pull off, I pull under the highway, and literally as I pull off the side of the road, there's the hospital right across the street from me where I pull off. There's a hospital there, and I'm having this panic attack. Heart is beating out of my chest. I feel like I'm gonna die, and it's just beating out of my chest, and I hear these words. It's not working. I hear the words. Then I start to calm down. I get calmed down enough that finally I can start the car back up, head on my way home. I go home. I think I probably tell my husband what happened and just keep going. So I get up to go to work the next day. That was a Tuesday evening. On that same week, Friday evening, as I'm driving home from work, panic attack. Same place in the highway. There's the exit. I take the exit, pull under the highway. There's the hospital. Heart beating out of my chest. And I hear these words. Did you hear me? I said, this isn't working. And if you've heard before about how I explain how God speaks to me, it's not something that I hear out loud. Instead, it's a voice in my own head, like my own thoughts, but I know that I did not come up with them myself. And what he was telling me a second time, repeating himself, the Lord was saying, did you hear me? I said this isn't working. At that point, I knew what he meant. I was super sick. I was trying to make it through. I was trying to keep going, and I couldn't keep going. And so when I got home, when I got calmed down and drove home the rest of the way, I called the school right then and I said, I'm sorry, I'm too sick to return. And they said, when are you coming back? I'm like, I don't know. Right now, I am too sick to return. And I don't know, like, if you understand what this is like, but not only was I super sick, but I had a new baby to take care of, and I wasn't sure that I was going to live to be able to take care of him. It was super scary to think that I might not be in his life anymore, or I couldn't even spend time with him and enjoy him now because I was so sick. But after I quit, I went back to the doctors, just asking, is there any other test you can run? Is there something you can do? And the doctor said, I'm sorry, I don't know. There's nothing else we can do. And I was so desperate to get well and just so scared, thinking that I didn't know if I was going to watch my boy grow up. Then through a friend of a friend, at some point, I was connected to somebody who I was told had healed herself through nutrition, and maybe she could help me. Anyway, I got connected with this person through the phone, and she had me journal everything. Oh, there's the kitty. Hi, kitty. She had me journal everything that I ate for the next couple of weeks so she could see what my diet looked like and what I was doing. And then she put me on this very strict diet and nutritional supplements. I did every single thing she told me because I wanted to be healthy enough to play with my son. I wanted to be healthy enough to take care of my house. Like, I wanted to live, and I wanted to, enjoy my family. So I did everything she told me to. I ate the food she told me to. I didn't eat the other foods, which it was very, very restricted. And I took all the supplements. And for those days and weeks, I wasn't feeling better right away, but I stuck with it. And so every week she and I would talk on the phone, and she would continue to encourage me to keep doing what I was doing, just keep hanging in there. I remember one time going into a store, probably like a Walmart or a grocery store, and I walked in, I was gonna get shampoo, and I couldn't figure out for the life of me, where would shampoo be? A store that I'd been in multiple times, but that showed how sick I was that I couldn't figure out where might shampoo be. Just really odd. So anyway, week after week, I'm talking with this gal. She's encouraging me, guiding me. I'm doing the diet. And then after a couple of months of sticking to it and doing everything I was supposed to, I realized I feel good. Like, I feel strong. Not only do I feel good, like, I feel great even. And then it dawned on me after, like, I'm realizing how good I feel and how great I feel, and that I feel well, like, better. I feel strong and healthy. And it dawned on me, oh my goodness, this woman has been helping me all this time. She's been sending nutritional supplements over the course of 2 months by that point, and she hasn't charged me for any of them. They've been getting shipped to my house, and I haven't paid a dime for any of them. I I need to get her address and send her a check. Like, I need to send her money. This has to be several $100s. I mean, you know how expensive supplements are, right? So anyway, I'm like, I got to give her a call. So I called the number that we'd always called back and forth on. And there's no ring. There's no answering machine. There's no nothing. It's like the person like no longer existed. And that was my only way to get a hold of her. Like, we never gave other information. I never saw her before. We never met in person. It was only through the phone. And this number that we'd been talking on for 2 months, back and forth. And it was like, she was gone. Like, the number, no service, no number, like nothing. Nothing. And I was healed. I was well. I call her my angel named Pam. Hebrews 13:2 says, don't forget to show hospitality to strangers. For some who have done this have entertained angels without even realizing it. Sometimes God speaks to us in ways to get our attention. The 2 panic attacks really got my attention and changed the course of my life, but it brought me home where I needed to rest. But sometimes God helps us through people too. And other times, angels. Who really knows? But for me, my newborn baby is now 22 years old. I haven't missed a minute of raising him. I can't imagine if God would not have helped me when the doctors couldn't help me. This is truly the love and grace of God. I hope that encouraged you in some way today. Thanks for listening. Have a good one.